How much? What were you at that time? Were you Christian or something?
Christian.
How much did you know of the Bible at that point compared to like now?
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you that what my ministry was. I was a gang member before I became Christian. I had a ministry, or I created a ministry geared towards homeless people, gang members, and prostitutes. So I had my little band of guys, maybe three or four guys, and we'd go out to like crack houses with Bibles and chick tracts and the whole freaking thing, and like we would minister to these people. I mean, you don't know what commitment is. Like when you're hugging some homeless guy in a crack house at 2 in the morning and you're gagging because he smells so bad, but you don't want to let him go because you're giving him like a glimpse of hope.
And then you
Anyway,
catch
you know,
hepatitis.
so being on the street, doing this, doing ministry in bad areas, I would constantly run into Jehovah Witnesses. I mean, you can't escape these people. So that was my first experience with apologetics. I would argue with Jehovah Witnesses. I didn't have the answers. So I would go home, research it, right? I mean, I had a Bible that was all marked up and I would take notes and I was very involved, right? I turned on TBN from morning to night, just taking notes. And that was my first experience in apologetics, arguing with Jehovah Witnesses in the streets of downtown Miami. Part of this ministry, like every Sunday morning, there was a homeless shelter in downtown Miami called Camilla's House, where in the morning they would give you free lunch, but I think around noontime. So every homeless person would hang out in front of it, waiting for the doors to open. So I'm thinking like, I mean, I got my audience here. So I would take these bullhorns on big stands and an amp connected to a car battery and just preach. Boom, 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 preach, while my other guys would give out socks, potato chips, Bibles, and tracts, and go up to people and minister to homeless people. And the idea that homeless people are homeless because they lost their job, anyone who's done ministry to homeless people understands that if you're on the street, okay, it's because you're crazy. Because there's way too many programs out there, way too many programs that will take you in, and you don't have to live in the streets unless you're addicted to something and you need easy access to your drug of choice. We had churches donating Bibles, and I'd go to Walmart. I would buy like the cheap sodas and just give tons of it out, all to save one person. Oh, as a matter of fact, that what we used to do was that every time somebody got saved, we wrote down their name, because we do like street ministry at 2 in the morning. So like downtown Biscayne, where all the prostitutes stand. I mean, they're all walking around at 2 in the morning and stuff like that, and that's the best time to talk to them. So we used to get them, to accept Jesus and commit to change their life around. And every time they would do that, we would write their name on a list. And we had a list of names that we would take with us to other churches, because in trying to fundraise and trying to get the word out of what we do, I would have to go speak and say, look, we have the street ministry, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone at the end of every meeting would pray over this list of people that we saved. And by the way, I'm still very proud of that list. I think that Christianity, has helped a lot of people turn their lives around. And I know there's a lot of people who convert to Judaism and leave Christianity, and all they do is talk crap about it. Nonsense, not me. I've seen people, when I changed my life around, there was one guy who would roll with us who was homeless. This guy was a crackhead, former crackhead, homeless guy who got saved because some lady from a church reached out to him, and the lady ended up marrying the guy. So, but he was one of the first volunteers to come roll with us. He used to walk around with a picture of him when he was homeless, showing it to other homeless people, saying, look at me now. I have a painting business. I have this. If the power of God, like whether it's through Islam or Christianity, if it has the power, because there are many people who have a similar story, who came in, who like got out of the streets via Islam or in prison, for example, like either Islam, Black Hebrew Israelites, all that. These movements are essentially an ethical net gain on this planet. I'm not going to deny it. I want them to become Jewish for sure, but I'm not going to deny that as a Christian, I helped a lot of people. And there's people today that this is why, I constantly say that it's better to be Christian than an atheist. Even if you have a Jewish mother, like if you don't want to become Jewish, right, at least become Christian. The idea that You're just going to try to govern your own life by your own rules just means that you're going to end up hurting a lot of people.